Welcome back to the Church of Atheism podcast. This is Trav. Got another episode for you. 2 weeks in a row, we have an episode put out. Look out. We're going to go for some consistency here finally. This episode is probably dated by like a couple months. I had recorded this episode and then kept it in the back burner for probably way too long. I was looking for, like, this is a little bit back. I don't even remember how long ago. A couple weeks, a few months, a couple years ago. Seems like. No, I recorded this back a few weeks back, looking for fun news articles for that week. Because I'm not sure about you, but I am losing my fucking mind with nothing but Corona and protests. So I was looking for fun stuff, anything good, anything interesting. I won't give anything away, but wow, they're really, yeah. I'm gonna shut up now. I do this like every intro before every episode. Just start rambling, you know. Yeah, but it turns out it was a fun episode to do, regardless of the hair pulling out frustration of coronavirus or COVID-19. Anyway, yeah. Thank you guys for sticking around while we had some downtime. I'm really looking forward to getting back into this. It's probably going to be me soloing for a few weeks in a row. Might get some guests. I'm not really too sure yet. I think I kind of touched on it last week, how it's just been 2020. It's been 2020 for me, been 2020 for you. It's just been a shit year so far. I've been battling some shit away from the podcast that's just been pretty heavy. Not COVID related, not politics related, just a lot of personal shit going on right now. And, you know, like I said, I think everyone's kind of going through their own shit on top of COVID. But, you know, I'm back now. I'm really going to try to focus on this, on bringing the podcast back. It's actually been kind of a little escape for me, actually, the last couple of weeks to record these. So it's actually been kind of, I don't know, helpful to get out of the funk, I guess. So hopefully, with that said, I'll be back next week and the week after and the week after. But yeah, if you guys want to help support the podcast, you can go to patreon.com/Church of Atheism. You can also go to churchofatheism.xyz, not churchofatheism.com. We're poor. It's churchofatheism.xyz. Yep. That's all I'm going to plug right now. I don't have a sponsor for this episode. No, not even a funny one off the top of my head. Can't even come up with one. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. If you want to hit us up on Twitter. No, I'm not even going to do that. I plug this later. No, you know where to find me on Twitter. You know where to find me. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy the episode. Yeah, let's just get into it. So basically, I want to look at some news articles that are not Corona related. That's the gist of this search party. Search party? By the way, it is quite early in the AM, and I have had a little bit of lockdown alcohol consumages. So let's bear that in mind, please. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just, I'm getting a little tired of the Corona news. I'm looking for stuff about anything not related to Corona. And so far, it looks like that's the only thing that's going on. I don't want to really talk politics as much. I'd rather just look for headlines and talk about them. Let's see what Fox News is talking about besides. Speaking of not being political. Speaking of Fox News, they're getting sued right now, I believe, for their disinformation campaign for this coronavirus pandemic. They're now calling it. They're now admitting it. We've got an Ingram Engel exclusive. Barr calls Russia probe travesty. Bid to sabotage presidency. What's this fat, double-jowled faced guy got to say now? AG William Barr on the Russia investigation. There's something far more troubling here. Actually, that's probably more like there's something far more troubling here. Because it's AG Barr. I don't know what he sounds like, actually. I just imagine. The Russia investigation into President Trump's 2016 campaign was one of the greatest travesties in American history. Attorney General William Barr said Thursday during an appearance in the Ingram Engel. Well, I'm sure she asked some pretty tough ball questions back. Oh no, she didn't. Never mind. Frankly, the way I see any investigation is if it's done truthfully, you should never be against it, regardless of... If you're innocent, you should never be against it. The whole fact that these GOP, Trumpers, whatever you want to call them, are still calling it a fucking hoax is just proof to me that that's bullshit. You have to call it a hoax if you are trying to sell the narrative that Trump had nothing to do with it, especially given the fact that everyone in the GOP party voted against letting witnesses have a say in the actual trial. Let's get away from politics, though. I think we know enough about the dumbass William Barr. See what NPR has to say? Anything good? Racial slurs and swastikas fuel civil rights pressure on Zoom. This is coronavirus crisis related. It even says so in the article. The article? That's not on PC. The coronavirus crisis. This is basically, I guess, what I'm exactly doing too, and now I'm a hypocrite for even pointing it out. This is basically exactly what I'm trying to do, is just try to find other news, but they're trying to make it related to coronavirus, which it kind of is, but just report the news. Don't relate it, just report it. I'm going on somewhere else. I'm not even going to read it and make a fuss about it. Yes, we know everyone's using Zoom, or it's a very popular platform right now to share like basically FaceTime with or classrooms with, and it's got its flaws, but the main story isn't really corona. It's the fact that it is the fact that it is it's the software and the product we're talking about, not corona. So it's related, but just report the whole fact that, you know what I'm trying to say? It is weird to talk like I'm talking to you in person when it's a solo episode, when it's just me. It's weird to talk to you, the listeners, from my standpoint. Like, I expect you guys to answer back. You know what I'm saying? And then I wait for a second, and no one's going to answer. Let's see what, does NBC News have anything non-corona related? I'm tempted to look at sports just to see what the fuck and who's signing with what teams and that kind of stuff, just because I'm so bored with corona right now. I understand it. I'm isolated. I'm quarantined. I have stayed inside. I have terrible allergies, so every once in a while I get a sniffle and I'm like, what? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just allergic to everything. This might be an interesting article, but it's an opinion piece and it's corona related. But it's what the Black Plague can teach us about how society shifts in a pandemic. I'm not going to read it, but I think it's an interesting article. I'll read off the podcast and maybe report on it later if it's really cool and important. Dude, I forgot about the Tiger King thing. That is a... What is that about? I don't even want to really discuss it, because it's just, what is there to discuss? It is the most you can't write that story. That's why I like documentaries so much if they're done well. You can't write that story. That is just so far out there that if you wrote that and it was presented as a movie, it would be laughed at. No one's going to take this seriously. But it's real. You have to believe it because it's real. Crazy. I mean, there has to be something else happening besides coronavirus stuff. I know everyone's locked down, but idiots are gonna idiot, you know? Shit's always happening that's newsworthy. Oh, sweet, here we go. I think we have a possible winner. Wait for it. I have really slow internet tonight too, so come on. We've had power flickers off and on. It's really windy where I'm at right now, so like everything is just not working. Isn't that funny? We have so much technology, but yet wind can still knock our shit around, so to speak. All right, here's a fun one. Inmates at Kansas prison take over cell block, damage property. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Let's see. A group of inmates at a Kansas prison took over a cell block and began destroying property and set off fire extinguishers in a disturbance that stretched from Thursday afternoon to early Friday. Goddamn right. Here's a news story that's not watered down by a deadly virus. As many as 50 inmates were involved in a prison facility northwest of Kansas City. So in this case, the great state of Kansas, north of Kansas City. Remember when Trump couldn't remember which Kansas he was talking about with the whole Kansas City Chiefs? Yeah. Anything cool happen, or is just let's see. Oh, god damn it, it's coronavirus related possibly? Oh, I was so close to getting away with this one, but I guess the overall disruption was the coronavirus being in the prison, and they weren't being taken serious as inmates, and so understandably they got a little bit upset about that being humans. I get it, but I'm just upset that turned out to be coronavirus. They got me. NBC News, you got me. I almost got away with reading what I thought was a non-coronavirus news article. God damn it. Do I have to go to sports? I don't wanna. Hold on. Let's see if there's anything else in any other category. This is the shitty part about this whole lockdown, is like, I'm looking for stuff that's not politics or corona related, and there's really nothing. Let's go to the business section. It's gonna be fucking corona affecting small businesses. Coronavirus could burst big city rent bubble. Yep. I mean, of course it's going to dominate. I'm not trying to say, of course it's, it's stupid that it's dominating. It's a huge deal. I'm not trying to belittle it, because I've done my fair share of arguing with idiots who want to belittle this thing. That's not my point to this. I'm just trying to find a silver lining, something to talk about besides it, and I'm not getting any luck. What does it take to convert a hotel bedroom into your COVID-19 care room? Take away the couch, take away like 14 TV channels, keep the door open. Pretty sure that's it. Next question. Can I just say that every time I see a picture of goddamn Jared Kushner, he looks like he just farted, and he's trying not to give it away that he's the one who farted. Can I imagine this is the guy in the elevator there's 15 people jammed in here, and he's just like, Kushner farted, and now he's trying to keep his face like poker face that he wasn't the one who just stunk up the whole place. Every picture. I hope no one smells that. Just Google Jared Kushner. Go to images, and then just imagine him saying, or thinking in his head, I hope no one smelled that. Every picture is going to have that same look. I swear to God that I don't believe in. Fucking Kushner. Why are you in the administration? Oh, I'm banging the president's daughter. If you really break it down, that's literally it. It's the only reason he's there. he wasn't hired because of his anything related to business decisions or common sense or lack of lack of being a fucking prick. He's the fucking son-in-law of the president. He's banging the president's daughter, and therefore he has a place in the cabinet. Changed my mind. What I actually kind of had in mind, if I'm gonna be honest, is like almost like a Weekend Update with Norm Macdonald kind of feel, but there's just no fucking headlines besides Corona, 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 Corona. Man, the whole Kansas prison really kind of let me down, though. I was really hoping to find some mayhem that wasn't Corona related, and it turns out it was just a prison riot because of the coronavirus. Man. Let's go to the BBC News desk and see if they have anything. Anything going on over there in Britain? Britain. No. Nope. Here's a story that's bringing up a question in my question in my little pea-brained noggin. The headline is about astronauts arrive at ISS after long quarantine. 2 Russian cosmonauts and a U.S. astronaut docked at the space station after the rocket took off from Kazakhstan. Why were they... let's see. Oh, it's just a video? God damn it. Well, anyway, here's my question. If an astronaut goes up to the International Space Station, and it turns out they did have coronavirus, they went up there, and it killed the entire crew. Not that I'm hoping for that. Not what I'm saying. Just asking. What would the statistics be? Would that be like the first virus pandemic in outer space? Just curious about that. Just because, like, what would like outer space? You're floating around the Earth. You're not in any country, so how are they going to track that? I guess you're just whatever country of origin you're from, regardless of where. But it's still interesting from a dark-rooted place, I guess you can call it. But it's possible. It's a possibility that it could happen, right? Do you have a topic for the next possible podcast, whenever that may be? It's about a Chinese kickboxer, but I really don't see any relation to religion yet. But it's a really interesting story, so I'm trying to tie it to somehow make sense for the Church of Atheism to discuss it. But it's basically about a Chinese kickboxer who exploits Chinese traditional martial arts. Chinese traditional martial arts. Yeah, that's not easy to say. Yeah, that'll be the next topic. ABC News, CNN, CBS. It's like all Corona related. Gotta tell you. Let's look at international news today. Let's see if anything pops up there. Well, let's go to CNN. Let's go to fake news CNN. Believe me, it's fake news because it says negative things about me. So it's fake news. Wrong. Nailed it. Does Trump look uncomfortable in his own skin to anyone else? Like he's just, if he's not, I was watching one of his mini rallies, and or you might call him a press conference about coronavirus, where he brags about himself for 5 minutes and then talks about a product that he owns that he says might work, and then someone else has to correct him after that. I watched one of those a couple days ago, and if he's not talking but he's on camera, he just looks like he's just uncomfortable. He doesn't want to stand there It's like his skin's too tight. He just looks, like, you ever wear really tight pants and really tight shirt and it's just uncomfortable? That's Trump when he's not at the microphone. Tornadoes and damaging winds are likely. That's negative. I don't want to talk about that either. It's hard to find positive stuff to talk about right now. Well, let's Google positive news during Corona. Anything cool happening? Anyone find any new food they liked they never knew they liked before? That sounds like a fun thing. Instead of agreeing or disagreeing with anything I've said, leave a comment or tweet me at the COA at naturalbeatheist. Tweet me there. What new foods you like that you didn't know you liked before Corona? I'm sure there's one or two of you out there who are like, I never liked falafel, for instance, but I had it when I was in lockdown and it wasn't too bad. I bet you someone out there knows a food or something like that. Yeah, let's go with that. That sounds like fun. Coronavirus positive news stories. Is there any good news? No. A tiger at the Bronx Zoo test positive for coronavirus. That's the exact opposite of what I'm looking for. God damn. Poor little kitty. You know? I'm looking for positive news here. You just got to report on a fucking tiger test positive. The poor thing. It's kind of scary. Cats can get this too. Jesus. Is anybody finding a new hobby? That's going to be fun too. People are finding things or trying to get back into things. I was talking to a few people on Twitter about getting back into music. So it's kind of been my thing the last few weeks, is recording some really stupid music, but just it's fun. I enjoy doing it. So it's kind of been my outlet. I'm sure eventually when I release, if I ever release some of the music, I'll point them out. It won't be under the Church of Atheism, but I'll link to them still if I ever release them. But yeah, are there any cool? What are you guys up to? Hit me up. Hit me up on Twitter. Let's chat. At naturalbeatheist. Or you can comment in the YouTube video once this is up. Or if I have a podcast on iTunes and I don't know how iTunes works. So I don't know if iTunes allows you to comment. But, if you want to subscribe to us, that'd be cool too. I wouldn't be upset with that. I'm really just trying to kill the clock right now. Run out the clock, because I don't think I have enough for a full episode at all. I'm really disappointed. Trying to find happy news is not easy in the middle of a pandemic. Who'd have thunk? Ooh, sciencealert.com might have us to the rescue. I'm not going to read all of them, but these are some pretty interesting things. Tired of the coronavirus? Asked sciencealert.com. They continue. Here are 10 good news stories you need right now. Thanks, sciencealert.com. I'm not going to read all of them, like I said, but this one, 60,000 more seed samples have been added to the Arctic Seed Vault in Svalbard. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Svalbard. Svalbard. In February, a huge stock of 60,000 seed samples was added to the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, nestled inside a mountain in Norway. Doesn't help me with the pronunciation at all. Whoa, how do you say this word? Archipelago? In Norway's archipelago, which is French for acapella. No, sometimes called an island group or island chain. Oh yeah, of course. I'm an idiot for not knowing that, actually. Yeah, we learned today. Including the first ever heirloom seed deposit by an indigenous, wow, these are two big words for me, U.S. tribe. Increasing deposits to this safe house of crops reflect growing worldwide concern about potential loss of biodiversity and food security. But these actions also demonstrate a beautiful commitment to our future generations. Yeah, that's positive. A patient has been declared cured of HIV, and it's not even the first time. Quote this article. Researchers have announced that for a second time ever, a patient carrying the HIV virus has been declared cured with no trace of infection. Good for him or her. Doesn't really give details. That's sad, since I called him a him, or called her a her, or called him a her, or called her a him. We'll never know. The flawed paper that blames the sun for climate change has been retracted. Son of a bitch. Way to go, son. Apparently, the author's 12-year-old son wrote an article. Oh, S-U-N. Never mind. Never mind. So close. Here's a sponsored article. The dead giveaway that tells you when Amazon's giving you a better price than other retailers. Hint, when their price is lower than other retailers. You're welcome. That's why you guys tune into this podcast, for the in-depth analysis. Thank you. Appreciate the listens. Yeah, I think during this lockdown, I'm going to just jump on more often, solo. Yeah. Talk about some good times, the bad times, and whatever. I don't know. I'm just meandering now, trying to kill some time. Anyway, yeah, it's kind of disappointing that there wasn't more fun news to report right now, unless I'm just terrible at searching. How do I use Google? I guess no news is good news, so with this pandemic going on, it looks like everything else on the planet is doing just fine. How's that for some logic? Yeah, everything's going great because the only thing people are talking about is coronavirus. I think that's got to be how this episode ends. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope this wasn't too much of a ramble. I really thought I had at least enough of an idea to make a podcast episode, or to make an episode. But there's just nothing going on besides coronavirus. Everything they're trying to, like, everything that is happening is suddenly becoming coronavirus related. So I'll try this again in a few days and see if there's better, more positive stories, man. I think that's it. I'm looking for the silver lining, and that's just not there yet. But it will be. Just hang in there some more, guys. Stay inside. Relax. Find a hobby. Find some food you're enjoying. Hit me up on Twitter because I'm bored too. Natural B Atheist. At Natural B Atheist. Capital N. Lowercase Atral. Capital B-A. Lowercase Theist. There, I broke it down pretty hardcore for you, so please hit me up. You can also check out churchofatheism.xyz for our past episodes and show notes and blog and some other cool stuff we'll go with. And I'm just going to call it good for now. All right. This is like the Midwestern goodbye, where you just keep talking instead of, saying goodbye. It's like, you hang up. No, you hang up. I'm going to hang up now. That's what's going on. Hope everyone is staying safe. Stay inside, and we will talk to you next time.